looks like Charizard is taking a nap.
Charizard, you can't just quit in the middle of my most important match ever. Charizard, please get up in battle. Just listen to me now and you'll never have to listen to me again, okay?
Guys, your boy Law coming back at you today with a brand new video today. So in this video, we are going to be discussing the Pokemon trainer, Ash Ketchum. And we're going to be talking about why people do not like him. Now, before y'all jump down my throats and y'all try to kill me for this, there will be a part 2 of why people do like Ash. I am just going over, the things he does that causes people not to like him. So we're going to start off with one of the reasons people don't like him is because people compare him to the protagonist Red from the manga. Now, Red is everything that Ash is not. Ash is the kid-friendly version of Red. Red is, he can be fun at times, but he also knows when to be serious. He's driven. He has a real goal. He has real ambition. He not only shows that he wants to become a Pokemon master, but he wants to be the best Pokemon trainer out there. I guess that's like the same thing. He wants to literally catch every Pokemon, legendaries included, and he wants to be the best. That is his goal. He's aiming for the top and he's shooting for it. Now, Ash, he's aimed towards children. So his thing is like, it's okay to lose. Winning's not everything, or happiness over strength, things like that. That's him, and that's what a lot of people get frustrated with. But a lot of people out here watch anime, so as an anime protagonist, we expect more from him, but he doesn't always deliver. So first thing, he was late to getting his first Pokemon. So once you turn 10, you're allowed to go get your first Pokemon and start your journey. He's late to that, and he gets stuck with an unruly, very aggressive Pikachu. Shocked him on every part of the journey. They become friends after, Ash saves him from a pack of sparrows and things like that. Next, he lost almost every gym in the Kanto region. Like, if you're looking to be a Pokemon trainer, you can't be out here losing all the gym battles. And he only really won, I think it was like 3. He made, not really one, but he was given most of them. I think he really won like 3. But Serena gave him a badge because she made him laugh. He made her laugh. And Misty's sister gave him the Cascade badge for like just attempting it. And then Brock gave him a badge after they became friends. Like, no, like that's not teaching kids anything. Like, if I lose, I still get rewarded. Like, no, what's the goal in this? Most animes, you train. If you lose, you train. You come back a lot stronger. He was just given a lot of his stuff. So if you're starting out in the beginning of Ash, like the first episode, like the first season, I can see why you really wouldn't like him. He gets somewhat better, but it's generally still the same. He lose in the Kanto Pokemon League because Charizard just didn't listen. And if you're going to be a trainer, your Pokemon need to listen to you. Like that, it is no ifs, ands, or buts. And in the game, I know in the game it's different. Like if you don't have enough badges, your Pokemon don't respect you. They won't listen to you. But in the show, Ash, his Charmander was different. He found his Charmander. They were best friends. And then when he evolved into Charmeleon, he kind of went through a rebellious phase. But then when he became a Charizard, he just completely didn't listen. Now, my thoughts on that is that Charizard became too strong too early. And he just felt as though like he was just hot shit. He was just one of the strongest Pokemon out there in his eyes. So I could see where his arrogance and his I don't want to say lust for power, but his ego trip came from. Because, like he's the strongest Pokemon in Ash's arsenal in the beginning. So I see that. But also as the trainer, you have to identify that, isolate it, and target it, and take care of that so it doesn't become a problem for you later, because he could have won. He would have won if it wasn't for Charizard. Charizard completely fell asleep against a Pikachu. Something that he clearly could have beat it. But that's besides the point. He doesn't type advantage. Ash has never been known for his type advantage. He's more, I keep kicking my table. He's more known for his creative so-called mindset of just throwing his Pokemon out there and then just think of something on the fly. For example, there was this one fight with Pikachu. I think he was in the Kalos League. Yeah, he was, because he was fighting Anglerslash, and he had chopped up these trees. Pikachu chopped up these trees with Iron Tail and then hit the ground, and threw them up in the air, and then used those to sneak behind and attack Angle Slash. That's fine in the show because the game, you know, it's turn-based, so you know you can't really use the game in this situation. You get lucky and you have good stats and stuff like that. But in the show, if you want to be good, you have to type advantage. You have to know your opponents, know their weaknesses. It definitely helps. Skill is great, but having type advantage definitely helps too. And that's another thing that really triggers people because he doesn't type advantage. Like his first fight with Brock, he sent out Pikachu and Pidgeotto against Geodude and Onix. That doesn't make sense. You have a rock and ground type against an electric type, and then you have a flying type, which does 4 times the damage too. So you see the frustration there. Yes, that's all in the beginning, and you know the first season of Pokemon. But he's made those mistakes before. And you know, quick side note on that, he seems to always restart every region that he goes to. He lost to a level, his Pikachu, which would be in the 80s by now, lost to a level 5 Snivy that used Tackle. That frustrated a lot of people because Ash just like completely just forgot who he was and his training and what his Pikachu could do and lost to a Snivy. Now, I don't know if they're trying to do that to show like, you may be experienced, but you know, luck can always win, whatever the case may be, but that frustrates people too. This one's small. He really doesn't age. He doesn't age at all. The show's been going for like what, 23 years, and he's been 10 the whole time. So you're telling me he's traveled the whole world in a year? I guess that's possible. Avatar did that. So I guess that's possible. But there's also been an episode where it even talked about coming up on the 1-year anniversary of Pokemon, which would have technically been Ash's birthday, but he's still the same age. It took him 20 years to finally win a Pokemon League. I think it was the Aloha region. Yeah, it was the Aloha region. He finally won, but it took him 20 years. Like, bro, I get it. You gotta win some. You win some, you lose some. I get it. But he always loses some, and then he finally, after 20 years, won some. And like, just because Ash wins, I know people will be like, well, now he has to keep winning. No. If he's a good protagonist, there will be proper character development for him. He can win some, maybe lose 1 or 2, find somebody who's just as good as him, and then, you know, they have a little journey, and then one of them comes out victorious after that journey. Stuff like that can happen all the time, but having him win something after 20 years, that's a little lackluster for me. And for a lot of us, actually. Like, if he would have won some here, lost some there, won a couple here, had a rivalry here, like, honestly, in my opinion, they should have kept Gary through almost everything. You kept Team Rocket, you should have kept Gary too. Gary was a great rival, and I'll make a video about him later this week, but Gary was a great rival for Ash. He battled the Darkrai, and yes, he beat the Darkrai, but in my opinion, if his Gible had evolved, and we'll get into that in a second, if his Gible was a Garchomp, it might not have taken him 3 Pokemon to beat this Darkrai, and which comes up to another thing. He does not evolve his Pokemon. Ash has even said this in the anime, like, if his Pokemon are happy, whatever, you know, my Pokemon, like, he even said recently that he said my Pikachu wants to become stronger as a Pikachu. Well, I got news for you, Ash. That's not physically possible. Yes, the skills of your Pikachu can get better, but your Pikachu will never be at its full potential as it would be if it was a Raichu. Now, yes, in the game, they explain that, the Pokédex explains that Pikachu is the better sweeper. Means his special attack is higher, so if you teach him the right moves with the right held items, then you have a broken Pikachu. But overall, it still says that Raichu is the better Pokemon. Defense, attacks, whatever the case may be. But in the show, like I said before, that can be different because, you know, you can use the environment. Pokemon are more interactive with things going on. You can make up skills, you can combine attacks and stuff like that. So it's a little bit different. But he does not evolve his Pokemon, which is quite frustrating for us, especially people who've been a part of the series forever. And, you know, we evolve Pokemon in our games, stuff like that too, so we would expect Ash to do the same, but he doesn't, and it's very frustrating. He also releases Pokemon too, which is a big, like, no, especially if you want to be a Pokemon master. So he released his Butterfree, Pidgeot, his Lapras, I'll get into the Pidgeot in a second, his Charizard, I thought that was funny, his Greninja, and his Goodra. His Greninja, honestly, that pissed me off the most. He released his Butterfree, and I mean, yeah, they all have good reasons behind it, but the fact is he still released his strongest Pokemon. He released his Pidgeot to go be with his flock. Well, be with the flock or protect the flock, I think that's what it was. He released Butterfree for it to go be with his friends and family. He released Lapras for the exact same reason. Charizard was arrogant and on an ego trip, and it came across Char Pacific Valley, I think that's what it's called, and realized how weak it was, stayed within the train. Greninja left to protect Zygarde, and Goodra stayed behind to protect its old friends and family. Your weaker Pokemon couldn't have done that. Your strongest ones had to make that decision. And then he just like, instead of just like, nah, that's not happening, he's just like, yeah, sure, that's fine. Go ahead and do your thing. I'll find another Goodra. Like, come on, bro. Like, yes, it's sympathetic. I get it. I'm empathetic with it, and I understand. But like, that's still frustrating to people. So that's another reason why people don't like him. And that's really about it. But another thing is like, he's really just a kid who just got some Pokemon and is just living his best life with his Pokemon at this point. Ash really, I think he's been around so long, I think the writers just don't have anything left for him story-wise. Like, give him a good goal. I think if you sat down and actually took some time out and rethought of Ash and actually gave him a real goal, maybe take some inspiration from Red or maybe a manga and incorporate that with Ash. Like, yes, I know he's targeted for kids, but if you give him a goal, you give him a real reason, give him some ambition, I feel as though he could make a complete 180 and make a turnaround, and people will start to like him more. But who knows? Series still going on. It's in the thousands of episodes now, so people clearly still like it. But like I said, there will be a part 2 to this. I'm going to do next why people like Ash. So thank you all. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for staying tuned. Thank you all for, subbing, commenting. If there's anything that I missed, please leave in the comment section below. Let's have a discussion about this. Tell me why you like Ash. Tell me why you dislike Ash. Share with your friends, and like, comment, and subscribe. That is the best way to support me. Thank you all again. Stay tuned for the next video. Law is